right now.
Load up. Load them up before the tariffs. Before the tariffs get on the pineapples. Not even Jesus is going to be able to afford pineapples.
Hello, welcome to the bonus content where we're gonna talk with Anthony Bonasso about spooky stories and Jesus. That's how it works. Because you know what? I'll start with Jesus, then we can go back with the spooky stories because I have this like I talk about this with a date that then she matched
And then she
me.
ghosted you.
Then she goes.
I've got a good ghost story, and then she ghosted me.
No, it's like because we were talking like about that things are not so easy to discern if they're like true or not. Like we have 1,000 stories, maybe.
I feel like it's going to get worse.
Like
With AI?
Yeah, AI is gonna get worse. So like, I thought about this. If and you're gonna tell me how you do it. Are you Catholic? Do you believe in Jesus?
Catholic or Catholic?
Catholic.
Are you a catalytic converter?
Are you a catalytic converted?
I'm a catalytic convert.
Are you Catholic Catholico?
They stole my catalytic, and I converted. I'm now a catalytic converter.
Yeah, you convert to the catalytic.
Now I use an electric car because I converted from catalytic.
It's like, and the catalytic are super angry. It's like,
I
no.
used to be a hardcore Roman catalytic converter, and then I converted to electric. So I'm now a
like,
disciple of
Shane,
Elon Musk.
You're gonna go to the mechanic. Okay, so are you
I'm
Catholic?
Catholic, yeah.
Catholic. Okay. So you believe in Jesus?
Yeah.
Okay. What if one day you're in your house chilling, and then Jesus appears in your house, and it's like, Anthony,
Do not go on that podcast.
and then
He's got Satan in his
he's
blood.
gonna
in him.
cancel your career. No, he goes and he's like, "Hey, I have a message for you. You have to spread this message with as many people as you can. The day of doom is, let's say, this is May 5th, and in order to be safe, everybody have to eat a pineapple the day before. You have to share that word. Everybody to be safe, they have to eat a pineapple on May 4th, and then on May 5th, the war is ending. Everybody's dying except the people
This is just like the story of Passover,
who
basically.
who ate the pineapple
It's Passover, but with pineapple.
with pineapple. Let me
I
know.
love how you're not even aware that that's the
No.
story of Passover.
But let me know. No, I'm not. But let me know.
Where they were going over their homes, and anybody who had like the
Oh yeah, like
whatever the blood or what on their doorway, that they would pass over their home.
yeah, but in that
Be like,
moment,
but with this,
but-
it's,
but-
it's
but-
pineapple. It's the
it's pineapple.
2025 version.
pineapple.
Pineapple.
but
Pineapple over.
but that moment, it was believable.
Latkes and pineapple.
And that moment was believable. And but imagine now, like, what do you do? Imagine you going to people like, "Hey, Jesus spoke to
I
me."
would ask. I would figure
In a
out
comedy
what,
show, like-
what milligram of an edible I took the night before
Exactly,
that Jesus would not tell me to tell people to eat a pineapple.
exactly. Like you even if he appears and it's like, "I'm here. I'm Jesus Christ, the Son of God." Like that,
But if he threatened to murder
no,
my
you-
family,
you wouldn't believe
maybe
it.
I would say it.
You wouldn't believe it, and anybody that you tell that wouldn't believe it. Like everybody that you're like, you grab their arm like, "Hey, you need to eat pineapple. You need
Well,
to
yeah,
eat
it
pineapple on
sounds
the May
insane.
4th to be safe." And they're like, "Shut the fuck!" Like,
You need to eat gluten-free, unleavened bread. You need a vegan hot dog.
You get obsessed. You go to comedy shows like, "Hey, I'm Anthony Bonasso, and you need to eat pineapple."
Jesus comes back as a vegan, gluten-free butcher. This is the unleavened, gluten-free bread of life. I want you to drink my blood that's actually tomato juice because, we eat vegetables.
But you see, like no one will believe it. Apparently, it was Moises, like the one with the 10 Commandments.
Yeah.
He went to a fucking
Well,
mountain.
how about Joseph Smith?
Like, and he talked to a bush on fire, and then he came back. He's like, "Hey, I have these 10 rules that we gotta follow forever."
Yeah.
And people are like, "Fuck yes!" Imagine doing that right now. It's like, "Hey, I went hiking, and I have these 5 new rules, these 5 new commandments," and people will be like, "Shut the fuck
I don't
up,
think I don't think
man!"
there's a lot. Did you see Heretic, the movie, the horror movie?
Oh yeah,
You did?
yeah.
It's
The girl with the
What?
It's not the girl that. No, that's hereditary.
He goes to the girl with the
That's hereditary. It's a different.
yeah.
People will understand.
Heretic.
No,
Heretic?
no,
Heretic or heretic?
maybe not.
What's his name? Hugh Grant.
Okay,
It's like a different role for him. It's all about religion and faith. You should
okay,
watch it.
okay,
It's on Max, I think. It's streaming.
okay.
It's good. It's not like the best movie you've ever seen, but it's very thought provoking about like faith, religion,
Okay.
doctrine, and belief, and our systems, and it's very thought provoking and talks about all of this, like any Mormonism and Catholicism and all the faiths.
But I believe, like, I truly believe if Jesus come back, like people, we've been waiting for the returning of Jesus for 2,000 years. If he does come back, no one will believe it.
Oh yeah,
No one will be like, oh yeah, this is Jesus. Because I believe if he comes back, he's not gonna come back from the clouds like, "Ugh." He's just gonna be a person.
he's gonna come back in a Cybertruck.
He's gonna come back in a side. And the left is like, we gotta sing.
Jesus came back as a hardcore right winger.
The next
What is
story,
happening?
the next chapter on the Bible is like Jesus came back in a Cybertruck, and like and you this time you actually were benevolent and you take him in. No, we set it on fire. We set that shit
Yeah.
on fire, and he died now
Yeah,
again.
he was in the riots, and we don't know. We bullied him on a Facebook post, and he went into hiding. We don't know what happened to him. He was on the apps for a while. You couldn't
And
find
3
him.
days later, he comes back. He comes from the ashes of the Cybertruck. I was like, that was fucked up. Okay,
Yeah, that was really screwed up. I got crucified, and now I'm getting murdered. That's a Cybertruck? Come on, guys. Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna come back until the next 2,000 years.
I like the line of Jesus goes on the dating apps, and he's like, "All right, it's time to have some fun." And he's like, "Last time I died for your sins, now I die for mine. It's time to party on here."
But
Jesus comes back as a partier.
okay, okay, let's try to
Stay on topic.
no. Let's try to actually, like, what will be your way of telling people if that happens? If it can be pineapple, it can be gluten-free bread, but if Jesus appears and it's like, hey, the war is ending and people who are gonna be saved come to hell or heaven, whatever, depends of if they eat pineapple on May 4th. And you're the only maybe you're not the only person, but one person for each country, let's say. For some reason, he chose you. It's like, hey, you gotta alert people. What would you do? Like,
Well,
actually-
some people from a doctrine level would already argue that that's already happened. That you're supposed to be spreading the message currently now as a follower, But in that event, that it actually like hit me in my sleep, and he's like, "You need to start telling people to eat gluten-free bread or pineapple." I would probably start a group text or call people and be like, "Look, I know this sounds bad shit,
but it would be
crazy,
fucking crazy.
but I would rather you not die. I love you, but this is what I heard. It could be
It's
could
not
be
what you
this could
heard.
be
Jesus
nothing.
talked to
It
you.
could be it could be nothing, but I'd rather not you die and perish in the eternal flames." Like and they're like, and they'd be like, "Anthony, isn't this the story of Passover?" I'm like, "Exactly, but it's with pineapple."
It's
It's
pineapple.
the modernized version of Passover, even though we're not Jewish. But we're gonna honor this.
But imagine trying to explain to people like, hey mom, yeah.
Jesus is mansplaining.
By the way, Jesus came and we need to eat pineapple on
It
the.
sounds perverted because the people who eat pineapple before
I know. It's like, Anthony, I told you to stop.
you stop these sick
To
fantasies.
be aware of drugs. And it's like, no, mom.
Yeah.
First, I'm not aware of drugs, but second, this is not drug related. Jesus visited me. It's like, Anthony.
No, that's the semen thing I was talking about. Drugs.
No, I know that. No, but your mom wouldn't believe. No one will believe it. Like, no one.
I
no
think
one.
I think if I was convincing enough, I could get people to believe. I'm pretty good at convincing people.
Okay. Try to convince me to eat pineapple on May 4th.
It's not gonna happen like that. But if I call somebody and I was like, "Listen, man, I had this crazy vision last night," because people know
Not a crazy vision.
people who know me.
Jesus.
People who
saw
know
you.
me have had so many crazy stories
You have
of
Jesus
like
on your.
of like ghosts and stuff that I was like, "Listen, I know this is kind of crazy, but Jesus called me last night and he was like, "Listen, man, everybody eat pineapple. Just do me a favor, just eat the pineapple. It may just be a false alarm.
With the
But I'd rather-
tariff,
I'd rather
are
you
you
not
fucking
die.
crazy? You know how
Yeah.
expensive pineapple it is
Get,
right now.
load up, load them up before the tariffs. Before the tariffs get on the pineapples. Not even Jesus is gonna be able to afford pineapples.
But imagine having like you have Jesus on the shoulder and you're like
Jesus on one side and then a tariff.
No,
on
no,
the-
no.
Or Trump on the other
Trump
side.
on the other side. You have Jesus and it's like I have a crazy vision and he's like, Joe, I visit you. And I said, shh.
I'm taking care of it. I'm trying to convince my friends to eat the pineapple.
Okay, and now go back to spooky stories. That I believe a lot of people that do feel spooky stories, they always think there's like there's some people that saw people that they love, and that's the good spooky stories. Like, yeah, I saw my grandmother and she died. There's a lot of people that apparently, when they have a person that they really love in their life and that died somewhere else, they are visited by this person
Mm.
like at the moment of death, and they're like, what the fuck happened? This has happened like a lot of times. Like someone really close to you dies, and you feel their presence, or they talk to you, or you see them in a dream, and you wake up and you call, and they're like, yeah, they just pass out.
I got a story. My mom was moving out of her condo to move to an assisted living facility, and the night before we left, I woke up and there was two men in the doorway
Okay.
talking, like, "Yeah, we can grab that table and we can move that and that can go here." And I was like, I sat up and I go, "Hello," and they literally just looked at me and then just kept talking, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And just stood there, and as I was staring at them, it just same thing with that guy, and it just started fading away. And
But
then
fade like when
so check
when
this
you
out.
grab opacity and put it down, or they
No, like it just started fading out of the room. So check this out. So I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm telling my sisters, and they're like, I don't know, maybe it was Grandpa and Uncle Bobby, uh, because she was moving. Maybe they were thinking, maybe they're coming with her, and they're figuring out like what stuff is gonna fit in her new apartment. And I'm like, okay, that's a interesting theory. A lot of my sisters who are normally like super on board with everything I say were doubting me. And then about
they won't eat
so
the
check this
pineapple.
out. Hopefully no one in New Jersey sees this or hears this. So
Go in New Jersey.
my sister calls me up after my mom's condo is sold. She's now been in the assisted living facility for like a year,
Okay.
and she's like, "Well, I'm sorry I doubted you." And I was like, "Why? What happened?" She goes, "The realtor just called me and asked me if if our mom's old condo was haunted." And I said, "Why do you ask?" And she said, "Well, I was just there alone and I looked upstairs and I saw two men having a conversation in the doorway of the bedroom."
Still having the
Yeah,
conversation.
they're
They have to
still
solve
talking.
it.
They're still trying to figure out where to move. But they were spooked out because this tenant moved in and then the tenant had a situation happen, but I don't think it continued. And it just is so spooky to me that like when something happens and you're not the only one
Yeah.
that saw that thing.
But you see how you fuck the life of your mom and your past relative. They're now like figuring out like what the fuck like
Where is it
now
going?
no,
Where are we going?
maybe if you move that thing.
They're like, Anthony should have really helped you move that bed. But that night, so the night my mom moved out, I drove back to Chicago, and she goes, "Why aren't you just staying at the house?" And I'm like, "I'm not staying at this 2-bedroom house alone." I was terrified, even when it was broad daylight. I was,
Okay.
mind you, this is like where my parents lived for like 10 years. My dad was gone. My mom was now moving out. No one was in the neighborhood, and I'm just in this huge house, no cable, no TV, just a bed. I was like, I would rather drive back to Chicago 13 hours
Yeah.
tonight than sleep alone in this house.
That
That's
happened.
how freaked out I was.
I believe I haven't had good spooky. I have like a couple of bad spooky ones. Like the ones that I remember the most, and they were in other episodes. There's one that I was like facing the wall sleeping, and I just heard in my ear like something going like,
Mm,
and I was like, I wake up like
sounds like a demon.
yeah, and I wake up like, "What?" I was like, I'm not gonna turn. And
You sure this wasn't a Tinder date? He was
Anyway.
really drunk. Cuddle me.
No, I was alone in my bedroom, but that happened once, and I have another one that is it was like a shadow that it was in my building. Like I was in a 12 story, so and I have windows that reflect like horizontal like shadow. And for a moment, like a month, like one vertical shadow, just
Well, it's like the Shadow Man. Have you read about that?
it was a shadow. No, it didn't have any.
No, I'm
form.
serious. Did you ever read about the Shadow Man?
No, but this didn't have any shape. It was just like
Because
a-
people who
like
have
a
like
rectangle shadow.
like sleep paralysis see this image of a shadow man.
Oh no,
It's terrifying.
I was fully awake. I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's what
Every
people
time
they
I was
think they're
fully awake.
awake, but they're actually what is it called? Like you're lucid dreaming.
Okay, no, I was fucking awake.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure I was awake.
Well, that's what
But
they all think.
it just like didn't have any figure. It was just a rectangle, and sometimes stop just in front of me, like my head in the pillow
Where was this?
in back in Venezuela.
Mm.
And sometimes it just stopped in front of me and it just enlarged,
Mm.
like it was breathing, and then just keep going. Sometimes it just vibrates.
Was the house haunted?
No, like maybe my room, maybe I was haunted. I don't know. Like, but that happened for a month,
Mm.
and then the day stopped. I brought a lot of people to see the shadow. We have a house party.
Came people to visit?
Yeah, no, we have a house party, and I grabbed a lot of people. Like, hey, you gotta. There's a fucking shadow, that is creepy as fuck. And we were like mostly kids because I was like 15, so it was mostly people under my age.
Shadow reveal party.
Shadow reveal party, but there was one adult. Nothing happened, of course.
course
Nothing
nothing
happened.
happened.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. And then we heard like it was like we all fucking ran out of the
We got to get some holy water at that point.
we fucking ran out of the room. And then when we get to the living room, my dad was opening a soda, and my mom's like, no, this was your dad that was opening a soda. It's like
It was what?
opening like a Coke. It's like, nope, it's not the same sound.
Oh, she's
Wait.
trying to say that.
Yeah, when you open a
How many
Coke,
sodas was your
right.
dad drinking?
way too many. No, and
It's
it
like
do-
20
and it
Coke.
doesn't sound like that. It sounds like psst. That's when you open.
Right.
This was like
Unless it was really, unless it was Coke
and,
Zero.
and even Coke haunted her Coke.
Yeah.
But even the adult that was with us, like, no, I know what I heard. It wasn't that. And then she told to my mom, and my mom's like, you're scaring the fucking kids.
Don't tell them we got shadows. living here.
Yeah, tell them it was the fucking Coke, okay? Yeah, my mom's like, I want to keep the peace in
Yeah.
this. Like,
Yeah, that we have no place else to live. That was part of the deal. La Rona lives upstairs. La Rona.
La Rona. Okay, let's do one more spooky story that you have, and then we end up with the bonus content and with Jesus.
I think that's I mean, other than the Congress Hotel, the Congress Hotels.
But have you stayed there?
No, but
Let's
what
do
a
it.
lot, what a lot of
Okay,
people, what a
we
lot of
don't
people,
have the budget for
a lot
that,
of
but-
people do is they go and they just like walk around. So one night I went in there and I took my phone out and I was like audio recording. Like, are there any spirits here? Mind you, it's an empty hotel. There was like nobody there. It was like a Wednesday night. I'm like, are there any spirits here? If so, what's your name? Like the ghost hunters do.
Yeah.
So I'm just walking up and down this empty hallway. There's nobody there. I go through 2 hallways, and this is all I hear. Nothing.
Okay.
That's how quiet it is.
Okay.
So this is where, for me, I verify that this is legit. So we get home, and we put it in, and we, have it like in a sound system. We elevate volume, treble, cut the bass.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, you hear all these this weird, like someone's walking side with me.
Okay.
And as I'm sitting there, I go, are there any spirits here? And you hear, like, back here, you hear, yes.
But
And then I go,
like
what
a
is your
kid-
name?
but like a kid voice?
No, like a woman here. And then she goes, Debbie, I died here. And I almost shat. And I was with someone, and I go, what did you hear? And she goes, Debbie died here. And we
And you're
both were
like-
like, oh my God. And we freaked
And you didn't
out.
talk to David. Like,
And
let's
then
go
you-
back for
and,
David.
And then in the background, you hear, "Wah," like a baby crying.
No, then no.
Swear to God. Swear to God. And then we asked, we read about the Congress. Multiple people committed suicide at the Congress because during the war they found out that their husbands were not coming home, and one of the women took her 2 kids to the top and jumped, and it was that same floor.
No. That's the moment where I'm like, I can deal with a ghost woman. I can deal with a ghost man in a suit.
But you bring in those
But
babies.
fucking
I ain't dealing with no ghost babies. That's where I draw the line.
No. Like, if
I ain't changing no ghost turds.
if I have like a little kid giggling,
Dude,
bye.
I'll send you the audio clip. I still have it. It's
Please.
terrifying
Please send it.
because it's just it's
Let's fucking go.
because there's a video of me just like walking, right? No, I refuse to go back because there's a
Let's go
room.
back, let's
There's a
go back.
room number 666 that they've actually blocked off
Let's go to
because someone got thrown from their bed, and you can't even get in the room. And we went by that wall, and I'm telling you, there's at least 3 comics that were with me that night, and they're like, it was the most terrifying vibe that we ever got. They were like, we're never coming back here.
Okay, let's go again. Let's go
All
again.
right, let's go right now. I'm gonna call him.
So we're gonna end the episode because we're gonna go there.
Debbie died here.
What?
I want that audio.
Terrifying.
You know what? If he sends me the audio in a
Play it.
timely manner, I'll play it.
We will.
I play instead,
Parallel Universe.
Yeah,
Laugh Factory.
yeah,
7:30.
no,
7
instead-
tomorrow.
instead of the
9:15.
music out of the episode, I'll put the
Yeah, be
audio
careful.
on repeat.
Respect Debbie though. Don't do that. Don't-
I do respect that.
She's gonna show up in your room like
And I'll be like, let me talk.
she's having a Diet Coke.
Let me talk to you, David. Don't bring
Debbie.
don't bring the kid.
Debbie died here.
Don't bring the kid.
Don't be bringing that big ghost baby. I do not do well with ghost babies. I'm gonna abort that baby.
A double ghost.
It's like abortion baby.
Adios.
He took the ghost baby across state lines.
The baby just keeps getting aborted.
He gets only aborted in the states that's legal. Can't get rid of this thing.
Stop it. Okay, we're gonna end the episode here. So, adios.
Adios.